Hey there guys, we're taking a look at Dead Island Definitive Edition running on the AMD Ryzen 5 5500U. Now the performance that we're seeing here is at 1080p with the absolute lowest graphics settings, and the performance can be pretty rough, although it's not really that bad honestly. The 1% lows are dipped here and there. They're not exactly the greatest, even our averages aren't exactly amazing, but they are relatively tight, so you're getting a relatively consistent experience even if it isn't the highest FPS. A 30 FPS average is going to be perfectly fine for a lot of people. So it's definitely doable and you're going to have a pretty enjoyable experience here. Really the only thing that actually suffers are the shadows. Everything else looks perfectly fine. It really didn't bother me too much. The gameplay in this game is actually just so enjoyable that I could get away with playing like this, but 720p does have some noticeable advantages that might make you want to just consider going for that instead. As you can see, the averages and the 1% lows get a noticeable bump in performance here. We are getting some pretty fantastic FPS. We're getting some fantastic levels of performance. Overall, it was a very enjoyable experience to play like this. So while you can get away with playing at 720p and 1080p, it really just comes down to personal preference on what you want to go with here. Whether you care about having a higher FPS average and having way higher 1% lows, or if you just want the 1080p resolution and you really don't mind going down into the 30s of FPS every once in a while. I'm glad to see that the definitive edition of this can actually keep up on this chip as well as it does. It's really an enjoyable experience and I really love this game. I remember when this first came out, the trailer for it was just insane. The hype behind it was pretty major. It's kind of crazy to think that they've tried to turn this into a big franchise for a while and they never really did a full-on sequel. I mean, there was Riptide, which was more of an expansion off of the first game, but I mean, Dead Island 2, where has that been? Like that is your development hell right there. I remember that getting announced, the trailer for it, and the developers of this game went on to make Dying Light, and now Dying Light 2 is out, and Dying Light 2 also went through development hell and came out the other side of it. So it's kind of crazy to think that Dead Island 2 is just that far gone in development hell that the franchise has just pretty much come and gone at this point. But anyways, I hope you found this video useful. If you did, be sure to subscribe and I will see you guys next time.